Okay, so this is episode number 19 of 100. This is a continuation of episode 18 because I was rudely interrupted by my cunting battery dying on my phone right when I was in the middle of making a point. But anyway, here I am. So to bring myself back to speed, I was just mentioning how when you're producing something as a business, whether it's, iPhones or runners or signposts or whatever it is, it doesn't matter. If you're actually physically making something, if you're a business that sells a product that you produce and not just a business that is a box moving business being a business that buys stuff in and then sells it off. If you're actually producing something, if you're a grower like myself, you grow produce, could be food, could be ornamental plants, could be hedges, anything of that nature. Or if it's any kind of a production line setup where you're assembling the parts, you buy in independent pieces, you put them together in a certain way, you create a product and you ship it off. Factory-based model, you're actually making something, you're producing something. When your ability to produce whatever it is that you sell outstrips the sales that you have, you effectively become a marketing company. Or at the very least, you need to get into bed with a marketing company. You need somebody to market your product because ideally your sales will match your production capacity. So like I was saying in episode 18, in my own business, we're not quite there yet. Our sales aren't as high as the demand, or should I say our potential sales, for argument's sake. My potential sales are higher than what I have the capacity. Try that again. My potential sales, the sales that are there and ready for the taking, are higher than my ability to produce what it is that I produce. And that's why we're in the middle of a big expansion and we're looking to double our production capacity to meet sales. That's not a fucking bad place to be in by any stretch of the imagination. But when it comes to the time whereby I have the ability to grow 20,000 boxes a week and I only have sales for 10,000 boxes a week, that's when I either need to up my marketing game and essentially become a marketing company as well as a production company, or I need to avail of the services of a marketer. Now, in relation to the podcast, there's a crossover there as well, and by podcast I mean the whole off the lead thing. And I mentioned a couple of episodes ago that I've been meaning to reach out to this guy called Uberbio. Shout out to Uberbio, check out his YouTube channel. If you're into the kind of stuff that I've been talking about over the years, give Uberbio a chance on YouTube. He goes on a much deeper, more philosophical, more kind of heady vibe than I do. But I'm a big fan of his content and I've been following him for a couple of years. But Uberbio, by all accounts, seems to have an arm to his business, which is helping people build personal brands, which is essentially what I think I'm in desperate need of. Because although I've pumped out savage content over the years, like 300 plus monologues such as this in the podcast domain, some of which are on YouTube, all of which are in podcast land under the podcast title Off the Lead. 40 odd conversations with people, Joe Rogan style, 2, 3, 4 hour conversations with people, and all the other stuff that I've done. I have no problem producing the stuff, but I do have a problem promoting it and producing it in such a way that lends itself to growing an audience. So I think if I had more tutelage in how to do what it is that I've been doing, I think I'd be a lot further on than I am now. Now, I haven't minded because it's all been practice. It's all been an effort to expand my speaking skills, to be able to speak more extemporaneously, to become more articulate. And as I think Peterson harps on, you can't become too articulate. It's a superpower, especially in this day and age. You cannot become too articulate. You can't get good enough at getting your point across. You can always say it better. You can always say it more succinctly. And I have reached out to Uberbio since. I haven't been speaking to him directly. We've had a message or two over and back. But I'm hoping that he's going to help me to progress on my journey building my own personal brand and building the whole Off the Lead thing. And again, that's the beauty in taking up Mr. Beast's advice on doing these 100 episodes. Because you learn by doing, or at least I learn by doing. I could, instead of spending the time that I've been spending recording these videos, which doesn't take any time out of my life really, because I get to do it while I'm doing something else. I'm on my way into town, I'm going for a run, as you might have guessed. This isn't a fashion statement, as cool and all as I'm sure I look. I'm going to go for a run when I'm in town getting something else as I record a video. So I'm literally doing 3 or 4 things at once. So I am being productive. However, I could use that time to do a deep dive on marketing your YouTube channel or building a personal brand. But that's not me. I'm more of a doer. And I think I've gotten to the point whereby I can rest assured that I'm capable of producing the content, and I need a steer from somebody who's been down this road and who has years of experience and who's built up an audience for himself. I mean, UberBio has 50-odd thousand YouTube subscribers, and I'm sure is a professional YouTuber at this stage. Now again, the beauty of doing these podcasts and uploading them and kind of doing them without worrying too much about the quality of the content or rehearsing them or scripting them or anything like that, it's do them. Done beats perfect. And so far I've learned more in the last 4 days uploading these 19 episodes than I probably have in the last year of thinking about it and procrastinating. And on that note, I'll chat to you soon.